everyone, Amanda here from scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Today I've got a bit of a technique for you that I'm going to share. It's not my original idea. I saw this done by a lady called Tina Zink or Zinnick. I can't quite remember, but it was a popular video that popped up on my feed the other day and I thought I'm going to have a go at that. And it's called the rubber band technique. So basically you just get some random rubber bands that you've stolen from your little girl's bedroom, and that might just be me, and you wrap them randomly, quite randomly, around an ink block. It doesn't really matter how many you use or how you apply them, just wrap them round. I've just done them like so. Okay, and then I'm using here Mossy Meadow. This is a standard size card base, so this is the UKC6 size, so it's 11 3/4 by 4 1/8, scored in the middle at 5 7/8. And then my stamping layer here is 1/4 inch shorter, I think, all the way around, so that makes it 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. But you know, you can cut them to what you like. I just like to have a nice border to just be able to see that cardstock all the way around. Now this is quite a messy technique. You're going to get inky fingers. It's awesome fun. So I'm using a basic black, and this is my old basic black ink pad. You can use Memento, you can use what you want. I'm using soft sea foam. You can see I'm all my pads need cleaning. I'm using Old Olive, and I'm using Mossy Meadow. Now you can do it in whatever colour combination you want. You will just see that I've got kind of the same, you know, the green, and I've got a darker, medium and a light. So you could basically, and then I've got the same colour cardstock as my dark. Okay, so if you don't have these colours, maybe you've got one of the purples or one of the reds or one of the pinks. So match your cardstock with the darker shade and go down in 3 shades of similar colours. That way you can't really go wrong and it won't look a mess. Well, that's the hope. That's the theory behind my madness. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the darker colour, which is Mossy Meadow. Now I am going to mask off, and I'm using these huge post-it notes, which I got from probably Poundland or something. You can use anything to mask with. It doesn't matter, just make sure it's something that's not going to rip your cardstock. So I'm just going to put it on my grid paper like so, and keep it fairly straight, and then decide where I'm having it masked. I want quite, do I want a thin band or a thick band? I don't think you can have what you want. You just need to kind of mask off relatively straight, although, you know, this is a bit arty. It don't matter. If it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. I really do need to try and talk a little more precise. A lovely American, I think she was American, demonstrator sent me a screenshot the other day of the of me on a video, and then the captions, like the subtitles, and yeah, the subtitles does not like my Yorkshire accent, and the words that were coming out were hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Do I want it a bit wider than that? I'm actually going to go a little bit wider than that. No, I don't want it too wide. I'm going to have it about there. It was hilarious. I was absolutely in stitches. So yeah, if you are following me using the subtitles, it will be absolute twaddle. But then again, I talk rubbish without the subtitles. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to go straight to my ink pad with the rubber bands. So I'm just inking them up the same as I would a stamp. Hopefully I'm in shot. Yes, I am. Okay, just twisting and turning. Just gently tap, 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 gently on your ink block, on your ink pad. You don't need to, you know, be rough with them. Just be gentle. Okay, make sure you've got plenty on, which I have there. And then I'm just going to stamp with the rubber bands, like so, okay? And then what you do is you keep twisting and turning and press, and you get this lovely effect all over. Let's have another one up there. Which is quite unique. It's going to be different every time. You're never going to get the same effect twice, and I love this type of technique. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to try it. And then I'm just going to clean that off with a baby wipe, because it's just rubber bands, you know, it's not my stamps, so my baby wipes aren't going to harm it. And then just dry it off a little bit, kind of on my sleeve. No, I would never do that. I'm just going to dry those off ever so slightly on some paper. And then I'm going to come in with Old Olive, which is just a shade lighter. Okay. Plenty on. There we go. And then go in between sort of the gaps to add that extra colour. And just keep on going until you're happy with the look that you've got. And you know, you can have a less is more, or a more is more, or a put loads on, or a whatever you want. I think I'm happy with that, to be honest. So then you can just bob that to one side, give it a clean, and sneak the rubber bands back into your small child's bedroom. They will never ever know you stole them. Right, so then what I'm going to do before I take my masking off is I have Soft Seafoam, which is the lightest colour, okay, and I'm going to add some of that to a clear block so that that is like a little palette, and I'm going to spray it very, very light, like with water from quite a distance. We don't want it dripping, we just want a light mist. So I'm just going to do it off camera so I don't get it all over my card. Okay, so very light mist. It just basically watering that ink down ever so slightly. And then I'm using an ink sponge, sponge, a Stampin' Up sponge, and I'm going to gently sponge that lighter colour green on my background to just fill in and get rid of that bleak whiteness, but it's still very, very subtle. Use it all up, might as well. And one thing that Tina did say on her video was that this would be really nice if you used the rubber bands with Versamark and then embossed it with like gold or bronze. That would look super awesome, and I thought that was a great tip. I'm not doing that today because the reason being I don't want my video to belong. So I'm just going to fold over that scrap card, and I'm just going to just make sure that that is pretty dry. Rather than get my heat tool out, I'm just blotting it a little bit, because we're going to stamp over the top. Okay, so now I can carefully remove my post-it notes, and I have that awesome panel of pattern there down the centre, and it's awesome. I love it. Now what I'm going to use is I'm going to use my beautiful Statement Flourish from Falling Flowers. It's one of my favourites. If I'm stamping on a pattern background like this that I've created myself, or doing, you know, a watercolour wash or a rainbow effect, I love this because it's all you need. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. So I'm using my black ink here, making sure that's pretty dry because I don't want the ink to run. I don't want it to go all, you know, muddy and silly. And I'm just going to now stamp that just across the centre. Across the centre or low down. No, I'll do it quite low down. But I want that to be the main focal point. Hopefully it'll stamp nicely and it won't be naughty. Give it a good press. And there we go, we've got that stunning black pattern there. And again, you could add glitter or whatever you like to that. Now for my sentiment, I have this one, which is from, what's it from? It's from Rooted in Nature, and it's this one here. It says, be strong, be happy, be you. I love it. And I'm just going to actually stamp it direct onto the card because I don't think I've brought any cardstock over. Let's have a look if we've got any I can stamp on. I don't think. No, I haven't brought any over, so we're going to go direct to card. And so I'm just going to practice that it's straight on my block first. So I don't want to ruin my card, and it's pretty straight. So, alright. So I'm just going to stamp that there. I think it's an awesome. I would have liked to have stamped that separately on, look at that, isn't that lovely? I would have liked to have stamped it separately on some white card and then cut it out and added them individually, like spread out. But hey ho, there you go. We've had to go direct to card. So now I'm just going to attach this with some Tombow onto my card base, and we are more or less good to go. I think I might just see if I can find a little bit of sparkle from somewhere just to finish it off. I'm not quite sure what yet. I'm kind of making it up as I go. Kind of making it up now, guys. But you know, and I think that's lovely. Really lovely. Definitely different colours for me. I'm more of a subtles girl of pinks and things. But every now and again I like to just give different colours a try, and I do like that. I think that's really lovely. I'm just going to have a little tiny bit of a play with some of the Shimmer Mist paint, as I just want a little bit of something else on there. Not quite sure what yet. Let me just grab, in fact we'll just have just that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, let me give it a shake. There's a special bundle coming out on the 1st of May, and in that bundle is a pot of this shimmer paint, and it is rose gold. I would buy that bundle just for the shimmer paint. I absolutely seriously would. I'm not even kidding. It's beautiful stuff, and you only need a very tiny amount. So I'm just going to do a couple of drops there, like so. Okay. And then I'm going to add some, I'm just going to lift this off of my desk while I spray it with water. Just simply because I don't want all of my grid paper to get soggy. And then I have one of these lovely fan brushes, so I'm going to mix that in there like so. Alright, and then I'm going to get another brush. So I've loaded that up with my shimmer. And I'm just tapping it on there. Now you might not see this on camera, but it is just adding shimmer splatters all over my card. And that just adds a little extra something, and I really, really like that. And when it's dry, it will shimmer in the light and it will look super pretty. So there you go. Give that technique a try. Just remember, you can use any of your stamps for this, and you can use any colour combinations. Just keep them similar. Go dark, medium, light, and you cannot go wrong. Alright, I hope you'll give that a try, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.